Debbie Sardone, president of speedcleaning.com. She's going to explain what you call the cleaning rule of 3. I read through the script earlier. I never would have thought of some of these things. First of all, good morning. I'm glad to see that you're safe and healthy.
Good morning, and yep, we're all working from home. I'm right here in my kitchen, and I've seen so many business owners that are trying to keep everyone safe, sanitizing and cleaning, and I see some people violating one of these 3 rules. They're easy to do and easy not to do.
Okay, well, let's get to it, Debbie. What's the number 1 rule out of your 3 rules?
The number 1 rule is to spray and stay, and what that means is every disinfectant that you use has a dwell time listed on the back of the bottle. You need to follow that. Viruses in general are somewhat fragile, and the human corona can be killed by most disinfectants in about 90 seconds. But what that means, spray and stay, is when you spray, and I recommend if you load up an empty spray bottle that you mark it with a Sharpie if it's disinfectant. When you spray, you let it stay.
I did not know this. I've been spraying and wiping all weekend.
Exactly. The back of the bottle will give you instructions. Sometimes it's 90 seconds, sometimes it's 2 minutes for viruses. So spray and stay. Do not spray and wipe. It's too fast. If you just wipe it up without letting it dwell, you have not killed the strongest germs and bacteria.
Okay, that's great advice. What's number 2?
Number 2 is to clean before you disinfect. So before you disinfect with your disinfectant spray, clean the surface with just a safe all-purpose cleaner. We use an eco-friendly, it can be any brand, but clean the surface, remove the crumbs, the fingerprints, the dirt, the debris, the peanut butter. Clean that surface first before you disinfect, and that doesn't need any dwell time. You want to get all the grime off, and then you disinfect. The disinfecting happens after you clean the surface.
Okay, and when you talked about those crumbs, that makes perfect sense to me. Let's go to number 3 because we want to get to our viewer questions. What's number 3?
Number 3 is super simple. Once and done. So when you clean properly with your disinfectant, you clean it with a towel, get a good stack of towels or sanitizing wipes, of course, and you clean it once and then either flip it and use a clean side, or if you're using sanitizing wipes, by the 3rd doorknob, you're doing more harm than good. So wipe and toss. Don't keep using the same dirty side over and over and over again as you sanitize.
Okay, we've got a lot of viewers we want to get to, but quickly, you do have cleaning materials in stock. How can people get a hold of you, find out more about this, get your cleaning materials, whatever?
Especially business owners that are running out, it's hard to find disinfectant. You can go to speedcleaning.com. We have everything cleaning supplies related, and they're in stock. And Buckets and Bows Maid Service is providing free refills. It's BYOB. So if you're running out and you're in the Louisville area, Buckets and Bows Maid Service will refill your empty bottle, no charge.
Okay, Debbie, thanks so much for the advice. We're going to get to our viewer questions now. Let's start with our first viewer question. We've been asking you to call in this morning. We've been giving you the number to call. If I can get that viewer question up on the screen, there we go. This is a great question. A lot of people have cleaning services or someone who comes in and cleans for them. Should you still use those services or the person?
The good news is cleaning has been deemed essential in Texas, which is wonderful. My employees need to work and my customers need us more now than ever. So just make sure that you're in a county where cleaning, residential cleaning and office cleaning has been deemed essential. And then just double check that they are using hospital grade disinfectants, they're using surgical gloves, and that their employees have been properly trained and instructed on the proper way to clean a house.
Okay, just real quick, if you got like just a private person who comes in and cleans your home, how do you make sure they're safe? They're going to be touching every single thing, your most personal things.
Well, at our company, we've implemented a policy that the employee disinfects the handles of the vacuum, the mop handles, all of their equipment handles are disinfected. They're required to sanitize their hands before they ring the doorbell and come inside, and then they're required to wash their hands before they start and when they end the day. The main thing is to keep your hands clean. This is the critical way to combat the virus, is you're always washing your hands.
Okay, I don't mean to cut you off, but we have so many questions we want to get to. Does Corona-19 enter through your vents? Great question.
I'm not a medical professional, so I'm not going to speak to that, but I have heard that the majority of the contact has been from unwashed hands, touching face. So the most critical step is to not touch your face if you have not washed your hands and you've been at the park, the grocery store, touching the buggy. Wash your hands, don't touch your face.
Okay, we have another question from another viewer. When you bring groceries or mail into your home, what do you do to make sure the items are safe? I read a great thing over the weekend, said set those grocery bags on the floor, not on your counter.
Absolutely. Go ahead and toss those grocery bags. And again, the safest defense against the corona, obviously we want to disinfect every surface we can. Kind of hard to do that with mail, is to wash your hands when you've handled these items that have been out of your purview,
right,
after you've handled them, before you touch your face.
Okay, I also read over the weekend that one of the things you can do, okay, let's say you carry some wipes with you, and I've never been a germaphobe, so this is really weird to me, but you carry some wipes with you, you go out, you come in, okay, keep track, did I touch that doorknob, the one I entered the door, okay, go over to the sink, wash your hands when you come in, then go back and just simply wipe the knobs that you touched on the way in before you had a chance to wash your hands. Does that make sense?
It does. It seems a little obsessive, but right now is the time to be a little obsessive. So sanitize your hands, wash with warm soap and water, and then remember the wipe and toss. If you're using those sanitizing wipes, don't wipe every doorknob down. Wipe, toss, move on, get a clean one.
Got it. Okay, we've got another viewer question right now. How can you safely sanitize wood floors? People are concerned. I mean, you can't just throw caution to the wind and damage your floors in the middle of all this. What do you recommend?
Exactly. Don't put anything on your floors that you haven't read on the back of the bottle that you're using would not damage your wood floors. Here's the thing. Most of us are not touching our floors and then our face. If you have a baby crawling around on the floors, that is very important because they are touching, putting their hands in their mouth. So keep them on a clean rug or a towel.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Debbie. We really appreciate your information. Those 3 tips are just priceless, and we hope of value to our viewers who are trying to navigate all this strange stuff right now. So thank you, and again, glad you're well and safe this morning. Good to see you.
Thank you.
All right, again, you can order cleaning supplies online at speedcleaning.com.